Hey y'all, it's Chris from Frontsite. Got a couple things I want to talk about. Mostly I want to talk about storing and maintaining your firearms. Um, every once in a while, in the 19 years I've been in law enforcement, I would go to a call for service where somebody had their gun stolen out of their vehicle. Or they had a gun, the house got broken into and a gun got stolen. And a lot of times, in fact, I'd say about 99% of the time, those individual owners of that firearm didn't know what the serial number was. In fact, there's a few of them that said, well, I know it's a Glock, but that's about it. They couldn't tell me the model. They couldn't tell me the serial number. They couldn't even tell me the color. So I want to talk about keeping them safe. First thing you need to do is if you're in the home, you need to find a place to store them safely, but also in a place that you can get to them quickly and easily if something were to happen in your home. I just saw a video where some Canadian police chief mentioned that, if you're a victim of a home invasion, we do not want you to take matters into your own hands and shoot them. The best thing you can do is be compliant. How about no? How about you break into my house? You are putting my property and my family's lives in jeopardy. And that means you don't really care about your life. Your life is forfeit if you break into my house. And I'm sure there's a lot of Americans out there that feel the same way. Don't break into my house. Don't try to steal my stuff, and don't try to hurt my family. Those are two really quick ways for you to find out the hard way what happens afterwards. So the Canadian police chief of whatever agency this was mentioned that, and it was actually kind of ridiculous. So I'm glad we live in America where we don't have to worry about that. Right afterwards, there was a Florida sheriff that said, no, we prefer you shoot these guys because it saves us on paperwork and saves the taxpayer money. So, it's two opposite ends of the spectrum. So you got to have your firearm stored safely and in a place that you can get to it quickly and efficiently in case you do need to defend yourself or your family. So the next thing I'll say about keeping your firearm safe is if you're out and about. One, please, please, please stop storing your firearms in your vehicles overnight or for an extended period of time. If you're going into the store and you leave your gun in your car, why are you not carrying it? First of all, right? It's just in your car. You need to be carrying that sucker. But it's not a safe place to store it. One, because locks only keep honest people out. And realistically, if someone breaks into your car and they open your glove box, center console to the main places that they rummage through, and that's where you keep your firearm, that's going to be a problem, right? If it's just laying under the seat, they might look there as well. So keep your firearm on you and in a safe place when you're not when you're not actually carrying it or using it, right? So please don't leave it in the vehicle. Especially don't leave it in your vehicle overnight, because people do go in around neighborhoods and they start tugging on door handles. And I've had people who had their guns stolen. They had two guns, $600, and some hunting gear stolen out of their vehicle because they were going hunting the next day and they left their door unlocked. I don't care. This isn't Mayberry. You can't do that almost anywhere in this country. So please don't do that, right? Make sure you're either carrying your firearm or you're storing it someplace safe when you're out and about with your family. So lastly, let's talk about what does happen if you have a firearm that's lost or stolen, or it goes down in that boating accident that the ATF was asking about, right? What happens? Well, if you don't have the information for that firearm, the police department cannot put it in an NCIC, which means if it's stolen and they don't have it in an NCIC, if they find it, they don't know it's stolen. So you need to have that information readily available. So here's what we did. I created an app the last month or so, and it's been kind of in the works. It'll be finished here in the next few weeks. And we called it Frontsite Safe. What is Frontsite Safe? It is a data storage app for you to use to put in all of your firearms information, specifically so that if something were to happen, God forbid, you have everything there. You can put in the title of that firearm, like duty weapon or everyday carry or whatever you want to call it. Make, model, serial number, value, and a box for notes. So if you put in there, I bought this off a crackhead or whatever you want to put, right? You can put that stuff in there and it's good to go. For guns, 3 pictures. So you can take 3 photographs of that firearm, store it in the app, you're good to go. I also added a spot for tools. So let's say you own a landscaping business or you just have some expensive tools at home that you wouldn't want to go missing and may have serial numbers or something, right? You can put that in there. What you call it, make, model, serial number, value, a note section, 2 photos of that tool, right? And you'll have that in the app. The last thing I added is other. Now, why did I put other? Well, because again, I had a friend of mine who lost everything in an apartment fire. And it took several years for them to get through their homeowner's insurance or their renter's insurance to pay for everything. You have to provide proof that you own certain things. So let's say you have an expensive TV, you can put that in there. Let's say you have an expensive Xbox, you can put that in there. Let's say you have the leg lamp from Christmas Carol, you can put that in there. And you have the description of it, if there's a make model of it or whatever, value, notes, same thing as the other two, the firearms and the tools as well. So with these three things, you'll be able to put anything you want to in this app and have it stored directly in your phone. Now, it is going to cost $1 to download this app. And that's just to help us, again, push Frontsite as a whole, right? Pay $1, you get the app, there you go. Now, that being said, with that, you'll get a limited amount of space on that app to store whatever it is you want to store. If you have more guns than tools, if you have more tools than guns, if you have a little bit of everything, cool. You store it on there, no questions asked. It's extremely safe, extremely secure in the app. If you want more storage, let's say you're like, I don't know, John Wick, and you have 500 guns in your house, and you've got a bunch of cool tools and other things you want to put in there, that's fine. You can do that as well, but you're going to pay $10 a year. That's it. Now, if you look for other apps on the market that do similar things, there are, I think, 1 or 2 other ones out there that can do a similar thing, but they're like $60 a year. And for what? Some of them have so much information in them that's difficult to really hone down. You don't need all that information, right? Really difficult to put all that information in there. It would take you all day to put information in for one gun. We're keeping it simple. We're making sure it's inexpensive and it's easy to use. So stay tuned. More to come on that. Frontsite Safe will be out in the next couple of months. And we're looking forward to having that up and running on the app stores very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. More to come on that as well. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. If you have something else you want to hear me talk about or see or discuss, please leave me a comment below. Hit the like on that video for me. Hit subscribe on this channel. I really appreciate it. If you have any friends that are out there that may be on the fence about buying a gun, talk to them, point them to this channel. I'd be happy to have a conversation about why it's important to be a responsible firearms owner with anybody that wants to ask. So please send them this information, have them subscribe and like the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Welcome to the revolution. Welcome to Frontsite.